Is mainly about the day and the day after. February 11th, Peter and I and almost all people of South Africa spent the day watching television. People with no television at home gathered around televisions in stores and bars. It was the day Nelson Mandela would be released from prison after 27 years. The day after Mandela's release from prison, South Africans continued celebrating with marches and parades, formal speeches, and spontaneous gatherings. During the past years, many things had changed. I was impressed by how rapidly it had happened after the removal of group areas and passport laws. Many street people had arrived in our neighborhood, spreading cloth or cardboard on the sidewalks and arranging whatever they had to sell. Criminals had arrived, and also many Tutsis, juvenile delinquents, who might be as young as 10 years old. This new scene sprang up suddenly, and at first I had not comprehended it. Once near the entrance to our building, a young boy jumped onto my back with his arms around my neck, and I thought he was playing a game with his friends. He dropped off and they all ran. Then I realized his friends had taken that opportunity to search my pockets. I related the incident to my friends as a funny story. Nothing had been in my pockets to steal. Months before, I had walked out of our building on my way to the Technicon to teach a class, and 3 young black men approached me. One of them had asked if I lived in the building. I had replied yes, and he said they would like to come visit me someday. It had sounded like a veiled threat. I replied that our friends and my students had come to visit us and been welcomed. "So, you are a teacher," the leader had said. We were walking while talking, and we had reached the main street leading to the Technicon that we could see in the distance. "Yes," I said, "I teach there at the Technicon, where we have students of all races, and I enjoy doing it." The 3 men stopped, and the leader had said, "That's good. We will come visit you soon." I had answered, "Our friends are always welcome." The appointment with Peter's doctor at Park Lane Clinic had been made in advance of the announcement of Mr. Mandela's release, and I didn't want Peter's schedule of tests and examination interrupted so soon after leaving a hospital. The hospital was nearby, but getting there we had to cross a main avenue leading into the city. When we were far from the intersection, we heard the sound of hundreds of voices shouting and singing. We saw more traffic than usual in the cross streets, and many people walking fast or running. Approaching the avenue, I saw it was filled with black people and white also, marching into the city. It was not an organized march. Some walked in large groups, while others wandered among the groups, skipping as if they were dancing, waving their arms and giving the arm and fist salute. I heard short bursts of song and occasional ululating. I gripped the steering wheel, wondering what might happen next. The light was green, and several cars ahead of us managed to get across the avenue. When the light turned red, one car was ahead of us, and then the traffic light went dark. The marchers overflowed the avenue. Groups of people were in the cross street, walking in front of us and around us. They smiled at us and waved, and I tried to smile and look happy. I prayed Peter would remain quiet and patient. I had ridden with him when he could not wait for the light to change. But when I glanced at him, I saw he looked tired, and he was sitting quietly with a passive, resigned, and peaceful expression. I saw how much his illness had changed him. In the past, he had become tired of waiting and drove through a red light. Now he was patient. Even before his illness, he had resolved the many problems of the past. Now he watched the end of the South Africa he knew. He hated apartheid in the National Party government, but this was the end of the country he had known for his entire life. He had accepted his situation and come to terms with it much better than I. Now he would accept this ending also. We heard many horns sound from behind our cars. The car ahead of us moved forward slowly through this crowd. We inched across the avenue with our car surrounded by exciting people celebrating the new South Africa. All of this was happening while Peter was getting progressively sicker. But this was in 1990, and he still had another year to live. And we knew that his ending was not imminent. I mean, we were discouraged because the discovery of new and better drugs was taking too long. And as the year moved on, Peter got sicker, so we didn't have a very happy holiday at the end of the year. And then we started the final year.